I was really touched when Dolores canonized me to be one of the speakers. Yes. And I'm very honored to be your speaker for today. You may begin your question.
Please describe the experiences of you and your family growing up and living in Mississippi.
Well, in Mississippi, I come from a family with 9 sisters and brothers. We live on a plantation. It was very hard for us. By being 9, grew up in a 5-room home. But my parents had hope and faith that everything would be all right. We was discriminated against, but they kept the faith because they were very religious. So we just barely made it. My daddy used to work at the gin mill. And we would go to the field from 6 in the morning till 6 in the evening for $3 a day. It was very hot. But we made it. We went to school, all 9 of us. My mother taught us, work for what you get, do not steal. So by 9, all 9 of us, one of us had never been in jail. We all had jobs. We work. If we didn't have it, we wait till we got the money to get it. So that's what they brought us up. Do not steal, because that's one of the 10 commandments of the Bible. Do not steal, kill. And we all gonna make it one day.
The difference between how a black child was treated and a white child was treated.
The black child was treated very different from the white child. If we go out at night, we couldn't be out late because someone would catch us and do something to us. While the white child, they could go wherever they wanted and would nothing be done. But we had to be very careful. And if we was out late, like 8, 9 o'clock, our parents would worry because she knew something might happen when it get dark. By being black, it was very, very hard. But like I said in my first question, we made it, and she had hope, and my father had hope that everything would be all right.
After moving to Milwaukee in 1968, did you experience similar discrimination as in Mississippi, or were your experiences different? Please talk about schools, restaurants, and just being out in public.
It was very different compared to Mississippi. It was a little better. But I remember when I come here and I needed a job, and this white girl and myself, we went to American Motor to put in for this job. So the head of the employment, he told me I had the job. But when the white lady came in, he gave the job to her because of my color. And I felt very hurt. But that didn't stop me. I thought about what my parents say, hope and have faith. So I went to other places to find employment. But I still made it over, and I got through it. That's when I got a job at Continental Canyon. They was also discriminated, but I worked there for a while. But I kept hoping and praying that everything would be all right. So I worked there for a number of 3 or 4 years, I think. Then I said, well, I'm gonna put in for another employment. So I went to Everest Motor. They didn't hire women. But in 73, they had started hiring women in 1973. So it was another black lady there. So she got hired. It just was guys there, mostly white guys. So they say, you don't belong here. I say, why not? I got to work, eat like you have to eat. Why not? But as you get older, you get so you don't let those things bother you. Because we all are equal. So I got a job at Evan Richmond, and I was in inspection. I worked there for 18 years till I got laid off. I was on piecework. I was inspection, motor heads, covers, and I was very good at it. So they would get mad at me because I could make production, but I was brought up working hard and fast, so it didn't bother me. So they would go to the supervisor and say, I don't think you should put her on that job because she's making more than us. Hey, well, it's a women's world too. Some women can work. But as James Brown always used to say, I'm black and proud. I'm happy being black. And you know, because God made all of us equal. You know, so I'm proud of being black. And I thank God for my parents. You know, they just brought us up in a special way. You know, they just constantly prayed and had faith and hope that everything's going to be all right. And I remember my mother used to say, oh, I pray so much for God to just take care of my children so they can be safe. And I thank God for them. We come a long ways, but it wasn't easy. It was rough.
How did you, your family, friends, and community react when Dr. Martin Luther King was assassinated?
Again, it was very hard. I remember I was in school and we heard it on the radio and we all got very, very sad. So back then, the only buses we had was yellow buses to get us from school. We didn't have city buses and stuff. We had the yellow bus. And when we got home, we say, Mama, what is we gonna do? Martin Luther King got killed. And as I said earlier, she said we have to have faith and keep hope that everybody gonna be created equal one day. So we can't let it bother us. It hurts. Say, but we can't let it get us down. We must keep living, keep praying, and keep the faith. And I look at some of these children today, I say they are truly, truly blessed. Because things they have, I didn't have it. We didn't have remote control. We didn't have inside toilet. We didn't have punch button, everything. You know, electric cane open and everything. We had to do everything by hands. We had feather mattress that we had to make up the bed. And after his assassination, we got real sad. Because we thought we would never get nothing else. Wouldn't be able to for our kids to grow up in a different vibe. But after I had one son, I wanted him to have things that I didn't have. So I put him in Lutheran school. He went to Lutheran school from kindergarten to 8th grade. Then he wanted to come out of private school and go to Ruther King. So he went to Ruther King. And I remember he had one president teacher. He was teaching physical science. And I knew my son was pretty smart because he always kept a 3.9 average or 4-point average. When you know your children, you know them. So I stayed up at the school. I didn't care how hard I was working. I took time out for him. So that night, I went for the parent-teacher conference. He said, well, John didn't turn his homework in 2 or 3 times. I said, oh, yes, he did. So I always told him to keep a folder, write everything on his folder, what subject and everything is. So he got to date and everything? No, never got it. He said, yes, you did. I forget the teacher name. He said, yes, you did. You got it and you graded. No, I didn't. You didn't turn it in. So I just sit and listen. I said, go to your locker, get your folder, and bring it to him so he can see what you've done. And he put his giant name clock on it and what grade he deserved. I said, now you're trying to bring him down. I said, but you can't bring him down. I said, I don't care how hard you try because of his color. You got to give credit where credit is due. So he began, after I stayed up there so much, he got tired of looking at my face. So he would ask John, what your mother doing here today? He said, I don't know. But I kept tab on my son. I made sure he got a good education. And things had changed a lot since I've been from Mississippi. Thank you.
How have you personally been able to overcome the challenges of discrimination in your life?
Well, I overcome it. The older you get, the wiser you get. And, and I often think about things, to speak of some things, a wild person will change, but a fool will never. So I know my mother didn't have no food. So I began to change, I said, I'm not going to let that bother me. I kept speaking, talking to people. I didn't care if they wouldn't speak to me. And I have thought some white people was my friend, but if they was out in public with their other friend, they act like they didn't know me. So when I see them again, I would remind them, when they get to work, oh, hi, Ruby. I say, you didn't know me Saturday, so how you know me now? Oh, I didn't see you. Oh, yes, you did. Black as I am, you see me. You see me. I said, I thought we was friends. I said, I don't care who I'm with. If you my friend, in spite of the color, it doesn't matter to me. I'm still going to respect you and speak to her. Hi, Mr. Nunbush. Hi, Mr. Jacob. Hi, little sister. I call her little sister because I can't even pronounce her name right. But I overcome the older I got. It don't bother me no more that much because I'm still going to speak to you and treat you nice.
How do you think Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. would want us to carry on his message?
Well, I think he would want us to all get together. Because everybody's somebody. He always said he had a dream. I didn't have a dream, but I had hope and I had faith as I got older, as my parents said. But I began to have faith, and I always would pray a lot. So I say, I'll go to my pastor and I say, well, my mother's dead and gone. I lost my father at an early age. I was only 12 years old. But I think Martin Luther King would all want everybody to be equal. We're not going to love everybody, but we can try to get along because we got children growing up. And we should be very thankful they are what they are. We shouldn't bring them up being discrimination. We should tell them that everybody is equal. Just because they are black, they are somebody too. And we all should love everybody. We should try to get along. This might be hard, but I speak to you if you don't speak to me. And I think he would really want the world, peoples in the world, to come together as a whole and make a change in the world.